Hi there, it's Nicole for Simon Says Stamp with a card showcasing the December 2015 Simon Says Stamp card kit, and I have used only elements from the card kit with the exception of two dies that are exclusive Simon Says Stamp dies that I've used to die cut some of the papers and cardstocks in the kit to create my card here today. The first thing I'm going to do is take one of the pattern papers that I'm going to use for the background behind the reindeer on my card, and I am going to line up this woodland rectangle or rectangular frame die and die cut that from some of the pattern paper in the kit. I wanted some of the mountains and things to be in the background. I'm actually only going to be using that inside rectangle piece right here and not the actual decorative frame. Now, because this frame is pretty intricate, when I go to die cut the cardstock for the actual frame itself, I'm going to use a metal shim from Memory Box, and I'm going to run it back and forth probably between 2 and 4 times to really make sure that I get a really crisp die cut frame. Then I'll go ahead and pop that out, and I will die cut this frame 2 more times for a total of 3. Then I'm going to adhere these one on top of another to give me a little bit more of a dimensional frame to frame up the cute little reindeer and create my framed scene. There's a few little pieces still stuck in that intricate frame, but they pop out really easily. If you use that metal shim, it just changes the whole thing. Next, I'm going to trim down another pattern paper from the kit to use as the background of my card. I'm going to trim it down to a standard A2 card size, so 5.5 inches by 4 1/4. I want to make sure and maintain as much of this pattern as possible so that you can see it on those two, or that upper left corner and bottom right corner once I get the framed scene there. I've also created a card base from some of the white cardstock in the kit, and I'll be adhering my piece of paper here directly to that white cardstock. From some of the red cardstock in the kit, I am going to die cut the perfect bow. This is another Simon Says Stamp exclusive die, and I'm going to create that really pretty decorative bow that's going to sit or be attached to the bottom of the frame in the finished card. It die cuts these 3 pieces here, and I'm going to show you how I put the bow together really easily using glue dots so there's no messy liquid adhesive. In the center on the back of this piece that makes the 2 loops of the bow, I'm going to place a little bling or mini glue dot, and then I'm going to gently fold one of the sides in and attach it right there to the center. I'll add another glue dot, and then I'm going to gently take the other side and attach that right there to the center back as well. So there are the loops for the bow. Kind of maneuver that around a little bit to get it nice, get those loops nice. I will again place a mini glue dot on the front and the back center of the loop sections, and then I'm going to take that little rectangle and line it up with the front of the bow, and then I'm going to fold both of the ends around to the back. So it attaches to the front with one glue dot. I will fold that back and attach it to the back, add another glue dot, and then I will fold the other side back to attach it as well. That's going to secure and kind of clean up the center of the bow and give it that really nice finished look. And then I will take an additional glue dot here. I'm just using a pencil to kind of smooth out my loops, inserting it in each of those loops there. You can use anything like a stylus or something would work well too. I'll go ahead and place another glue dot on the back, and then I'm going to take the 2 bow ends piece and attach that right to the back of the bow, and that will finish off that perfect bow die. So it really does make the perfect bow, and it's super easy to put together with mini glue dots. I have all of the elements for my card now, so I am going to go ahead and start putting it all together. Before I put anything on the front of the card, this is a card where there isn't going to be a greeting on the front of the card. So I'm going to take one of the greetings that says Happy Holidays from the stamp set included in the card kit for December, ink it up with some Simon Says Stamp black ink, and stamp that right inside of my card. The greeting will be on the inside for this greeting card. Then I'm going to take the front of my card and I'm going to put some nice strong adhesive on the front of the card. You could also flip over your background panel and put the adhesive on it if you rather. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach that pattern paper background right to the front of my card base. Make sure it's lined up and press that in place really good. Next, I'm going to trim off just a little bit of excess here that I found was sticking over the edge of my card from that pattern paper so that it's nice and even. Go ahead and throw that all away. And now I can attach my black decorative frames one on top of another to give it that more substantial look. I'm using a liquid glue adhesive, something like Stick It. If you place that on the back of your cardstock before you die cut it, you could easily attach these one on top of another. When I was creating my card, I wasn't really thinking I was going to create all of these frames initially, and so I didn't use the Stick It product, but it would be much less messy. Either way, it does not matter. I just went ahead and I'm kind of placed little dabs of the Zig liquid glue all around and then put one of the frames right on top of it. I just kind of had to maneuver it a little bit and make sure that it lined up perfectly, which you would have to do anyway, but some of the glue did get on my cutting mat underneath and everything, but it's not too bad. One thing though is I did clean up after each layer so that the glue would not get on the front of the frame and be kind of messy looking. So I will take a baby wipe and clean up my craft mat. And that's going to ensure that I don't have a big glue mess. After each addition or each layer, I'm going to put something heavy like these acrylic blocks on top of the frame to hold them down so that they stick together really well. Then I'll place some adhesive on the back of the whole thing and attach it to the center of the front of my card. And again, I'm going to place something heavy, my acrylic blocks again, on these to hold that down while that glue dries. I'm going to put a little adhesive on the back of the rectangle that I die cut, and then I can insert that inside the frame. It's going to be a little bit nicer to look at than the decorative paper behind. It's going to look like a framed scene here on a wall or whatever with this cute reindeer. This sticker is also from the card kit this month. I just trimmed it out from the sticker sheet so I could play with it a little bit before I committed to sticking it down where it went. So there is the reindeer. I'm going to go ahead and put my blocks back and let that glue dry. And then I will take another glue dot and probably about 3, one in the center and one on each of the bow tails there, and attach my bow to the bottom of the frame. Make sure I get that pressed down so it's nice and secure. And then I'll take some of the jelly bean soup sequins from the card kit also. And I'm going to use a craft knife to easily pop these up from the backing paper and position them on my card. I'm just going to do a little scattering of both the green and the red sequins included in the kit. I think I'll use probably about 7 here, and I'm using the smallest size from both of these sheets. The craft knife just makes it easy to pop them up and put them exactly where you want them. Once I have those sequins in place, this card is all finished. Thanks for watching this video showcasing the Simon Says stamp December 2015 card kit. Here's a couple more videos you might enjoy watching, also showcasing Simon Says stamp, stamps and dies, and card kits. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.